world is about to change forever. And I'm not talking about in a small way. I'm talking about we are watching a movie. All these people have been dealt with behind the scenes. That's why it's been an 8-year military sting operation, because Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dream Life Podcast with your host, Steve Buck. Everybody could join us today. If you don't understand what's about to hit very shortly, we're recording this October 13th, 2024 at 11 a.m. The world is about to change forever. And I'm not talking about in a small way. I'm talking about in a massive, literally life-changing, world-changing. Nothing will ever be the same ever again. And that's a good thing, because we are throwing off the tyrants, the satanic bastards, the world controllers. We are throwing them off once and for all. I want to jump into another one of Real News in History, Mike King's newsletters. Mike King is probably my favorite critical thinker that there is, just because of the fact that by his thinking out of the box and not allowing himself to be controlled by even the history that we were taught in school, he's cleared all that nonsense away, and he just goes and looks at the facts to come up with logical conclusions based upon facts, not history, because history is written by the victors, and the victors aren't necessarily good people. And so we cannot count on the history in many cases that we've been taught. So we're going to dig into this one right here. This is an October 6th version of his newsletter. The anti-New York Times, an almost daily webpage summary of the dirty lies, glaring omissions, half-truths, and globalist bias of the New York Times headlines. We read and rebut their vile crap so that you don't have to. So on the front of the New York Post, it says, 20,000 witness Donald Trump's triumphant return to Butler, Pennsylvania. They call him Braveheart. Now, I am on record stating that the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was a reverse psyop. And this article actually helps to that end. Now, Donald Trump we don't even know if this is the real Donald Trump. This could be a body double so that Trump wasn't put at risk. Here's a fake Elon Musk throwing his arms up and up on stage with Trump. So the New York Times headlines: Trump returns to site of July assassination attempt. Elon Musk jumped for joy at Trump at Butler rally. Widow of man killed in July attack on Trump returns for rally. Now the rebuttal for the anti-New York Times. What a spectacle packed with Q comms or Q Communications that White Hat Productions put on in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday night. The town of Butler, you guys will recall, was the scene of the fake assassination attempt on Commander Trump and the fake murder of firefighter Corey Comparator on July 13th. The main bad guys of that act were the shooter, in quotes, Thomas Crooks, and the enabler, Kimberly Cheatle of the U.S. Secret Service. The cheat enabled the crook. Get it? Too funny. Most notably, the facially distorted imposter Elon Musk. You can clearly see right there that that's not Elon Musk. And we don't even know if this was the real Donald Trump. Because again, this is a battle. This is a battle to the end for all the marbles. And we don't think that the military is letting Trump out there in Butler, Pennsylvania with just a piece of glass between him and an assassin. When a spectacle packed with Q-Coms at White Hat Productions put on in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday night, the town of Butler, you guys will recall, was the scene of the fake assassination attempt on Commander Trump and the fake murder of firefighter Corey Comparator on July 13th. The main bad guys of that act were the shooter, Thomas Crooks, and the enabler, Kimberly Cheatle. Now, these people are actors, people. We are watching a movie. The firefighter was an actor. His wife is an actor. This Thomas Crooks, the alleged shooter, is an actor. Kimberly Cheatle is a a Fall Guy actor. You're watching a movie. Most notably, the facially distorted imposter Elon Musk was at the Remembrance rally wearing a black Make America Great hat and a shirt reading Occupy Mars. Trump then spoke of reaching Mars in his next term, an apparent cryptic reference to the military auxiliary radio system to be used for emergency broadcasting. So let's just stop there for a second. Trump then spoke of reaching Mars in his next term. Okay, and he could be pointing to the fact that they're going to use the emergency broadcasting system after whatever comes down between now and Election Day. He says the guest list also included the crisis-acting widow, sister, and 2 daughters of the fictitiously fallen firefighter. There were a total of 7 congressional dignitaries in attendance, 4 of them from Pennsylvania, as one would naturally expect, but 2 from faraway Florida and 1 all the way from Texas, as one would not really expect. The 3 oddly out-of-state representatives present were Ronny Jackson, Corey Mills, and Mike Waltz. Having previously researched this recent phenomenon of special forces operatives and other veterans running for offices across the country in highly unusual numbers, the bells here at the editorial board of the Anti-New York Times immediately began ringing. Here are the affiliations. Jackson was a U.S. Navy Rear Admiral. Mills was a U.S. Army 82nd Airborne. And Waltz was a U.S. Army Green Beret, combat decorated. The Q post, the military is the only way, also rings a bell. Number 1, there's a statue to Trump that they erected saying tough as nails at the Butler rally. A life-size statue of the commander made entirely from nails was unveiled. Trump consoles the crisis-acting ladies of the Comparator family. Picture 3, Elon Musk wearing his Mars shirt jumps up and down like an idiot for his master, Commander Trump. Mars Quest. President Trump and Elon Musk's grand vision. Well, as you can see here, Mars isn't referring to the planet or realm or whatever you want to call Mars. Mars is the military auxiliary radio system used by the U.S. Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, and, yes, Space Force. Trump and Elon Musk are not actually going to take us to planet Mars. They will be activating Mars for the purpose of assisting emergency communications when the military is in the process of arresting all of these people. And I say arresting in quotations because we believe most of them have already been arrested. But there will be some that are going to be rounded up in real time. The presence of Representative Corey Mills, okay, it's right here. This is Corey Mills, was especially intriguing because Mills, along with Representative Eli Crane of Arizona, a former Navy SEAL, are the 2 congressmen boldly spearheading the July 13th was an inside job movement, which is not going away. July 13th referring to the fake Trump assassination attempt. This adds further weight to our belief the July 13th play was a false flag, which for the benefit of normiedom will, in due time, be pinned on already executed deep state players, thus opening the door to revisiting the real attempts on Reagan in 1981 and the Kennedy brothers during the 1960s. A shorter, younger-looking Trump himself gave the clearest indication yet as to where this play is going, addressing the massive crowd in attendance with many millions watching both on TV and online. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us from achieving this future have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me, tried to throw me off the ballot, and who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. Hat tip to Dave at News Treason for spotting a 2020 rally image from Trump's Twitter account. And the location was none other than Butler, Pennsylvania. And we're just going to go there quick. And oh, by the way, you know who else was present? An opera singer who, yet again, belted out Nessun Dorma, the revenge song from the climactic execution scenes of the movie The Sum of All Fears. So was Commander Trump, was he giving us a communication saying, get ready because now we're in the execution phase and we're going to take all these bastards down? I just want to pull, I just want to pull that up. Okay, so let's just think about it just for 2 seconds. That's all it takes. Doesn't take long. Donald Trump is at a political rally. He's at a political rally, and he has a live opera singer singing the Nessun Dorma, the revenge song from Sum of All Fears, for a reason. Nothing is coincidental, people. Donald Trump is sending a clear and present message to the Q followers saying, listen, we're just executing the last bastards right now. And everything, the shoe is about to drop. You can't even make this up. Trust the plan. So in this one Q post here, this is for humanity to wake up to learn. Fight, fight, fight. What did Donald Trump say at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally when he allegedly got shot? He raises up and says, fight, fight, fight. Now, the chances of that exact phrase being in the Q post, it's 1,000,000,000,000, people. Donald Trump is part of the Q operation. And further, In photo number 1 and 2, attendees hold up signs reading "Fight, fight, fight," a slogan which originated with Q in 2018. How on God's green earth could Trump stand up, pump his fist, and say, "Fight, fight, fight"? In picture 3, military operatives Crane and Pinzer are leading the congressional investigation which will ultimately frame the deep state for the fake events of July 13th. Now, don't get me wrong, people. Donald Trump has had over 25 assassination attempts on him. One being a missile that they fired when his plane was in the air going past Hawaii. So down here, hat tip to Liz for reminding us that "fight, fight, fight" for gun control was the marketing slogan used by Arizona Communist Congresswoman Gabby Giffords after her own fake shooting in 2011. You see the bullshit, people? This woman staged an assassination attempt on herself to try to grab our guns. The First Amendment of the Constitution, number 1, they don't want us to talk. Number 2, they don't want us to have guns. Why don't they want us to have guns? Because you could shoot the damn tyrants with a gun and they can't do anything about it. That's why they don't want us to have arms. Because arms will kill those bastards. Yeah, or fake shooting in 2011 and all that'll come to light. Her husband, astronaut Mark Kelly, is currently, and the "currently" is in quotation marks because he'll be going down too. The white hats are mocking the deep state players by staging false flag fakes themselves. These are reverse psyops. And then using their own slogans against them, saying, "Ha, ha, ha, we got you, bastards." They're mocking them openly. And they know Nasundorma is coming. They know it's coming. The classic operatic Nasundorma was yet again sung at the end of the Butler rally just after Trump drew an obvious pair of air cues with his finger. And Trump does this. He does the big part of the cue, and then he puts the hashtag mark just like that. He's done it 1,000 times at his rallies. A film played in the background of the execution scene from the Sum of All Fears. What they were doing is, in the Sum of All Fears, you got to understand that the New World Order scum using a false flag event trying to trigger to get the United States and Russia in a war. Real life right now is an exact projection of this movie. A film which Q told us to watch, which I did, in which deep staters are executed after attacking Baltimore with a nuclear bomb and then trying to kill the U.S. president in an effort to pit Russia and the U.S. into a false flag-induced war. So what I want everybody to see and what I want everybody to know is the fact that we are watching a movie. All these people have been dealt with behind the scenes, just like in this execution scene from the Sum of All Fears. Trump and the militaries, the 36 militaries across the world, they've been taking these people out behind the scenes in covert actions. That's why it's been an 8-year military sting operation, because they had millions of them to deal with, people. Millions. And now coming up very soon, we are about to see the public display after all of the work has been done. This way here, by doing it this way, understand that we'll be able to get swift justice instead of us having to wait through 8 years of court cases and all the other bullshit. That's why we've been watching a movie for 8 years, people, is because the military has been stinging these people and taking them out. I hope you enjoyed this show. We are going to be live every Saturday at 10 a.m. So please be with us. Like us, share us, help me promote what we're doing. And just so everybody knows, when the shit hits the fan, I'm planning on being live for 16 hours a day to help answer any and all of your questions. So please join us and spread the word that we're going to be here. Thanks for joining me, folks. We appreciate your support. So, folks, if you like my channel and you like the golden nuggets that we're delivering, please hit like and also subscribe. And also you can comment anything that you want to say or questions that you have down in the comment section, and we'll reply to that. Thank you.